Welcome to my channel English Literature. In this video, we will discuss the poem Gaddi Gayi by Imtiaz Dharkar. First of all, who is Imtiaz Dharkar? Imtiaz Dharkar is a British poetess of Pakistani origin. She is also an artist and documentary filmmaker. She was born in Lahore, Pakistan on the 31st January 1954. The parents of Imtiaz Dharkar moved from Pakistan to Great Britain before she became 1 year old. The future poetess grew up in Glasgow. She finished her study at the University of Glasgow. Her qualification is MA English Literature and Philosophy. She married to Simon Powell, who is an Indian, and he is the founder of the organization. It's a famous organization called The Living Poetry, and he died in October 2009 because of cancer. And Imtiaz Dharkar won the Queen's Gold Medal for her English poetry. So she won the Queen's Gold Medal for her English poetry and was appointed as Chancellor of Newcastle University from January 2020. Okay, you got that? Next, we will discuss the poem. Gaddi Gayi is a poem by the Pakistani-born British writer Imtiaz Dharkar. Her poems are often characterized by disillusionment, nostalgia, cultural displacement. Many of her poems can be read from a post-colonial perspective. The poem Gaddi Gayi runs 5 parts. Next slide. The poem first stanza, it goes like this. It happened like this. Their country slipped out of their hands and broke like a cup or an earthen pot. They never spoke as if they remembered the shape it used to have. They never cried over spilt blood, at least not in front of us. It was as if you reassured a guest. Oh, don't mind that. It was only a cheap old cup, and anyway, broken china brings good luck. And a whole generation swallowed the nightmares that sounded like trains. Gaddi Gayi station, the Gaddi Gayi station da. So this is the first stanza. The first stanza speaks about a country, maybe India, from which Pakistan was constituted or separated, which slipped out of the hands of its citizens and got shattered or separated like an earthen pot. So nobody seemed to be troubled by the fragmentation of their nation. They expressed no grief at all. People consoled each other as if they console a guest who reached their home and broke a pot accidentally. So according to the poet, the whole generation lived in a nightmares that sounded like trains as a result of the harrowing experiences that followed the breaking up of their country. The train or vehicle imagery, here imagery is train, is recurrently used in the poem. It brings to our mind the trains that ran across India and Pakistan for carrying citizens from India to Pakistan and vice versa during the time of the partition, segregating people on the basis of their new nationality. Train journeys during the time of partition had painful memories. It had painful memories of separation and displacement. So this is about the first stanza. So next we will see the second stanza. It goes like this. When the train came in to its destination, the station rang up the names of their aunts and uncles, their neighborhoods and cities, and our mothers and fathers swallowed the nightmares that sounded like trains. Gaddi Gayi station, the Gaddi Gayi station. So this is comparatively small stanza. Comparatively small stanza to the first stanza. So we will see the second part. We'll discuss the second part. The second stanza, here imagery is train. So in the second part, train imagery is repeated. So the poet says that when train reaches in its destination, the relatives of the passengers come to the station either to receive or to see off them. So the train station becomes a place of emotional outburst for whom the fathers, the mothers, uncles and aunts, etc. So the sound of the train becomes nightmarish for them. It becomes a nightmare to them because of the partition. They were very suffered very pain. Next we will see the third stanza. It goes like this. They swallowed the things they remembered and the cousins who had gone away with the ghost of the people that broke with the cup. One day, when my mother was planting potatoes in another country, she dug up a fragment of china and looked at it as if she remembered something that had never been spoken. Gaddi आ गई टेशन the Gaddi आ गई टेशन था. So this is the third stanza. So the third part also speaks about the separation and displacement. So the poet speaks about her cousins and relatives who got separated or scattered to different places. So she mentions about her mother planting potatoes in another country and she discovering a piece of broken china piece by chance while she was digging up the soil for planting the potatoes. She found a broken piece of pot, and the broken piece of china pot brings a lot of memories into her mind. So this reference to the another country in the stanza. So this referred to the migration of people from India and Pakistan to Europe and America during the time of the partition or during the partition. So the poet's parents migrated to Europe immediately after the birth of the poet. This is what I told in the first about the poet while I am talking about the poet. So they were migrated from Pakistan to other country. Now the final stanza goes like this. Something that she dug out of the nightmares, something unbroken. She said the neighbors from the other side were kind. They took her in and hid her. They pretended she was one of their own until they could send her home. Gaddi आ गई station, the Gaddi आ गई station था, to the country with a different name, to the station on the other side on another train. So this is the final stanza. So the last part or the final part of the poem also contains some political undertones. So here the poet says that the country where he sought refuge when her own country got shattered appeared apparently nice to her. They pretended that they are considering her as one among them. But they were not ready to accommodate her in their country, and their real intention was to send her on a train to another country with a new name, supposedly Pakistan, which was born out of the fragments of her shattered motherland. So this is the poem Gaddi आ गई by Imtiaz Dharkar. She was a Pakistani born British writer. So thank you.